Matchday 7 in LaLiga. EA Sports brought us the game between Valencia and Osasuna at Mestalla. Valencia were coming into this game off the back of their first victory of the campaign as they beat Girona at Mestalla at the weekend, looking to pick up back-to-back wins for the first time this term. And they had the first chance of the game through Pepelu, but the Valencia captain could only put his shot wide of the target. In fact, there was only one shot on target in the entire first half. This, though, was not it. Osasuna were making the trip to Valencia, looking for their first point on the road away from El Sadar, having lost their first 2 La Liga away games of the season. Raul Garcia was leading the line once again for Osasuna, with Ante Budimir starting on the bench. Couldn't get on the end of that long ball, though. Diego Lopez here failing to also get on the end of a cross, this time from Andre Almeida. Almeida, who was the only change of the starting 11 that Rubén Baraja had made from that victory at home here against Girona. It was a fairly quiet first 45 minutes in terms of chances. Neither goalkeeper Georgi Mamardashvili or Sergio Herrera had any real difficulties to deal with it. There was a potential shout for a penalty on Dani Gomez in the first half from Herrera. The referee was definitely not in agreement there. As we see the through ball there from Almeida, slightly overhit as well, it has to be said, but ultimately was not given as a penalty kick. Would have been fairly harsh, it's fair to say, on Sergio Herrera had that have been given. There was a shout for a penalty at the other end as Georgi Mamardashvili would collide with Raul Garcia when trying to clear his lines. Now, obviously he does slip when clearing the ball away, but there is no denying that he does catch the ankle of Raul Garcia. The referee said there was no malice in that and no penalty was given. There was then a fairly lucky handball against Cristian Mosquera, and I say lucky because it was just outside the penalty area. A little bit more and that could have been a potential penalty. That free kick was played to the edge of the box to Peña himself, but he failed to hit the target. Not a bad ball across, though, from Moncayola. Peña just unable to capitalize. Andre Almeida trying to break the deadlock here with this shot first time after a good ball in from Rioja, but it was well blocked by Jorge Errando. This was the only shot on target in the half. It was from Luis Rioja. Nothing really too difficult for Sergio Herrera. The final action of the first half was a challenge from Boyomo on Pepelu. And the Valencia players were asking for a card, but in fact the booking was shown to Cristian Mosquera for arguing with the referee. Boyomo actually got away with one, despite the high boot. Pablo Ibañez came on at half-time for the visitors to replace the injured Jon Moncayola, who seemingly picked up a muscular injury. Images now of the second 45, where it's fair to say the game definitely livened up. A game that was lacking clear-cut chances in the first half. Completely the contrary in the second, but still looking for the opening goal as Correa tried to play the ball across to Dani Gomez. His backheel attempt was easily picked up by Herrera. Dani Gomez, who scored at the weekend his first goal for the club in that 2-0 victory against Girona. Came close here. Osasuna were coming into this one having lost their 2 away games so far this season, having only scored once and having conceded 7. Pablo Ibanez with Osasuna's first chance of the second period, but dragging it wide. Dani Gomez then picked up Jesus Vázquez in space. The attempted cross, though, deflected. From that corner, it was Mosquera who somehow would try a sort of overhead kick as he was being held back, but it led to nothing. There's also a slight shout for a penalty as Tárrega was brought down in the penalty area. Nothing would be given. Toro was then shown a yellow card for pulling back Luis Rioja, who was looking to get him behind the Osasuna backline. Luis Rioja would actually be named MVP of the match at the end of proceedings for his efforts in trying to break the deadlock. Dani Gomez then got on the end of a good ball into the box from Andre Almeida. This really was the clearest chance of the game, but it was Sergio Herrera who was there to parry away. Just getting a touch there. Andre Almeida was then replaced by Javi Guerra, and Fran Perez would come on to replace Enzo Barrenechea, the first 2 changes made by Valencia. Rubén García and Ante Mudimir would also enter the fray for Raúl García and Aimar Oroz. Osasuna really were struggling at times in the final 20 minutes or so, as they had to deal with Valencia constantly pushing with men down the wings. Herrera even having to come off his line. Ibanez sending the ball out for a corner. And then at the other end, Rubén García was pulled back, leading to Jesus Vázquez being shown a yellow card. Rubén Peña with a bit of a hit and hope shot from outside the box would have a shot on target, but Mamardashvili was not too concerned with that one. Mamardashvili closing in on back-to-back clean sheets for the first time since April. There was then another yellow card shown. This one for Errando for pulling back Dani Gomez. Nervy moments at the back, though, for Valencia. Minutes later, as Correa failed to clear the ball away, Peña's through ball just didn't find Budimir. Mamardashvili was on his toes. Hugo Duro would then return from injury, replacing Diego López. Thierry Correa then came off for Dimitri Foulquier. Rubén Peña would also make way for Osasuna. Brian Zaragoza came on for the final 20+ minutes. The final change, however, for Valencia saw Sergi Canós come on to replace Dani Gomez, to add some fresh legs up front. Osasuna resulted in mostly crosses into the box for the final instances. Ante Budimir looking to score what would be a late winner for Osasuna, but his header went over the crossbar. Budimir looking to add to his goal at the weekend as he scored from the penalty spot at home against Las Palmas, but here could not keep the effort on target. Despite a good ball in from the left-hand side. Fran Perez would then try his luck from the edge of the box, hitting this on the half volley. Nowhere near causing Herrera any sort of trouble. Zaragoza here doing well, though, to beat Vázquez in that one-on-one attempt. Budimir would then go down in the box looking for a penalty, and he tried so hard to get a penalty that he was actually shown a yellow card for simulation. And it was, to be fair, the right call from the referee. Not the brightest hour there from the Croatian international. No chance, that being a penalty from César Tárrega. Both sides looking for a late win. It was Dimitri Foulquier who would then try and find his way into the box. His toe poke effort blocked by Boyomo. There was then a late penalty shout against Budimir in the Valencia penalty area towards the end of the game. Initially nothing was given by the referee, and in fact it would stay just like that. It was not a handball against Budimir, as it just came off the part of his arm covered by his sleeve on his shirt, and therefore not deemed a handball. It would end goalless at Mestalla between Valencia and Osasuna.